Hey, what's up guys, Room Rampage here coming to you guys with a video. And in this video I wanted to kind of change it up a little bit. I usually haven't done this, but Rocket League, I also wanted to upload a little bit more of this in the future, but I'm doing a story time of the time I got my permit. I know you guys like, oh, you got your permit, it's not really interesting or anything like that, but the whole experience, like once I explained it all, it was really funny, and honestly it was probably one of the funniest moments of my life or in the past couple years. So also with the recording, if I start stuttering a little bit, I'm sorry, because I'm also playing the game because I don't really have a computer right now. I have two laptops in my household, my dad's and my mom's a teacher, so I can't really edit on that computer, and my dad won't let me edit on his. So right now I just have to work with PlayStation. So I currently live in Maryland and I just turned 16, but the age to get your permit in Maryland is 15 and a half. So that was back in around, I missed the cutoff a little bit. I mean, I missed like when you have to sign up, and I think I did mine like, I think August 22nd was the day I got it. So like before I got my permit, it's a little 25 question test, and basically getting your permit means that you can drive with like your parent, I think only like your immediate family, so you can practice for your license, which you will get when you're like 16 and 6 months in the state of Maryland. So we were driving to go to the test, which was like a 25 question test, and there was like a little studying thing, and I don't know why I was getting so nervous and stuff about it. I was like, oh god, I'm gonna fail this test, which honestly it wasn't that bad, because worst comes to worst, you fail it and you retake it in like 2 days, because or like 3 days, whenever you can sign up, because it wasn't ever that crowded. And what you need is, well, your parents need to prove that they are actually your parents and they have a residency in the state of Maryland. So what you would think, what do you need to prove that you're a parent, is you need your driver's license or your ID to prove that you are indeed his parent. And then before we left, it was like a good 20-minute drive because it was a little bit further away. But before we left, my mom's like, I can't find my ID, what do we do? Because I don't know why, but I think she misplaced it or something. And we were both freaking out. We're like, oh god, we won't be able to do it. We're going to have to do it another day. And during that time, our weekends were kind of like packed because my little brother had like sports on the weekends and everything like that. So my mom, like, she started calling up a bunch of like my friends' parents who have already taken the test, and like they say like, what do I do, what do I need? So my mom just started finding or looking for everything she could find to prove that she in fact was my mom. So on the way there, we were kind of like freaking out and stuff, like, oh god, oh god, oh god. So in the end, it ended up being fine, but my mom did end up having to pay a whole like freaking $80 for a new driver's license. So when I got there, it was the I think it was the MBA. If you don't live in Maryland, you won't have any idea where it is, so I'm not even going to try to explain it. But we went and sat down, and it was, we sat down, and I waited for probably 20 minutes before we got called up to this table where I had to get like my picture taken and stuff, which was weird because I actually took my picture before I got my test. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure I actually took my picture before I took the test, which didn't make sense, because like, why do you take a picture if you're gonna fail the test? I didn't really understand, and I had to take like a eye test, which didn't really make sense, because like, again, what happens if you just fail the test? What's the point of that? So we get up there, and this guy, he's like, hi, how are you, blah blah blah, and we're like, good. And then he starts like yelling out stuff and like acting all goofy and stuff. He was like, he looked like, he honestly, me and my mom thought he was on drugs. Like, we were looking at each other and stuff, and it was so crazy. Like, if you guys know who Jim Carrey is, I would edit in a video of Jim Carrey, but you know, I don't have anything to edit with. It was honestly acting like Jim Carrey. Like, you know, he like stands up and like talks in like this weird voice. It's like la 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 and stuff like that. And me and my mom were like trying not to laugh because we didn't know if something was wrong with him or anything like that. And he just started saying stuff, and it was really weird here. One example, actually, I was cracking up. Like, I was like trying to like look at my mom like in the corner of my eye, like open up my eyes wide to see if like she was seeing the same thing, because it was like so unreal. And oh god, my teammate sucks, but it's like I suck too. But one thing was, my name is Jackson. I'm not gonna say my last name, but my middle name is Stone. And the guy started like, he was like, Jackson Stone, superhero, driver by day, villain by night. And it was like honestly the funny thing. And me and my mom would just kept on staring at each other, because he was like talking about like me being a superhero and stuff. He was like, my name, and he just kept on saying that for like a good like 3 minutes straight. And we were like, we just were trying not to laugh. Like, I really honestly wanted to take out my phone and start taking a video of it, but I didn't know what was wrong or anything like that. And me and my mom were pretty sure that he had Tourette's, but it was honestly like one of the funniest things in the world. Another thing was, I had to take like an eye test. Like, I had to read out a line, and he actually memorized like the line, because they use the same like words and letters every single time. So I started like reading it out loud, and like my mom told me that the guy started to like say the letters was like F-H-I. He was like F-H-I. It was like really funny, and I could actually hear him, and then it was the best thing ever. And then more towards the beginning of the appointment, which was when I actually was, my bad, when I brain fart. More towards the beginning, when Mama was like, I don't have my ID, can we still do this and stuff? He was like, yeah, but he had to go, like, my mom was like, can he still take the test and stuff? And he went to go talk to like his manager, to, I'm pretty sure, to make sure. And when he went to go talk to his manager, he came back, and this happened the whole entire way, but he would just be like, bitch, fuck. Like, he would just start straining out curse words. And honestly, it was the best thing in the world. I mean, I know I shouldn't say that because he probably had something wrong with him, but we were like, he would be like, he came back and he looked directly at like his manager, and he looked at us. He was like, bitch. It was so funny, and we were just dying. And then I took the picture, right? And the picture, I had to like sit against the wall and stuff. And I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to smile when you take a picture, but he was like, smile, say cheese. But I'm pretty sure you are not supposed to smile when you're taking your test. So like, I just smiled, and he's like, Jackson Stone. And then he led me to, that was the end of him. But I'm pretty sure he ended up having Tourette's, which is like, you yell out stuff and it's like uncontrollable and stuff like that. But honestly, it was the funniest thing in the world. So then after that, I actually had to go take my test after all that. So actually, after we sorry for the laggy gameplay, by the way, it's lagging a little bit. So after he was done with us, we sat down in the waiting areas to get called into the area where we take the test, where I take the test. And me and my mom were just like talking, we're like, did that really just happen? And we were like trying to like look back to see if it was happening with the people who just went up, like the next people in line. And it was, and we were just like, that really just happened. Get demolished. I'm just sorry. And then I go to take my test, and I was like freaking out. I'm like, what if I do all that and I'm gonna fail my test? And literally, the first question, this was so sad, but honestly, like, now that I think of it, I'm like, what was I thinking? The first question was a practice question. So pretty much you go down and you sit on a computer. I didn't even try to do that, but you sit at a computer. They tell you what computer to sit at, and you just take the test on the computer. And it's like, you fill in the answers. Like, one of the questions, actually, I don't even think I can remember one. Oh, one of the questions was like, it would show the picture of no turn on right, and it says like, what are the answers? Like, A, you cannot turn on right. B, you can only turn on right when the light's green. Or C, something else. And it was literally such an easy test. Literally, the first question was a sample question, so I knew how to do it. It was, what is the sum of 2 plus 2? And I was like, oh, this is... No, I was not like, this is easy. In my head, I was having a mental breakdown. I'm like, oh gosh, what if I get this problem wrong? What does sum mean? And stuff like that. Like, it was so embarrassing. And I was just like looking around. I was like biting my nails because that's one of the habits I have. Like, if I get this wrong, like, I'm the stupidest kid in the world. And then going through my head, I was like, what does sum mean? What does sum mean? What am I gonna do? And I was just freaking out. But in the end, I did end up getting my permit. I got a perfect score in the test. It was literally the easiest test I've ever taken in my life. But the whole experience was just really funny because one of the guy who I think had Tourette's, but honestly my mom thought he was on drugs for the first 20 minutes. And then me just stressing out on the easiest test in the world, like, what's 2 plus 2? Like, if you had been asked that question, right off the top of your mind, be like, 4, that's the easiest thing in the world. But for me, for some reason, what's the sum of 2 plus 2, that one word, it just made me start stressing. You're like, oh god, I'm gonna fail this test. So in the end, I did end up getting my permit, and I'll be getting my license hopefully in July. But hopefully by the time that happens, I'll have like a little bit, couple more subscribers, and I will be able to make another story on that. Hopefully I won't fail my first time, because actually right when I was leaving, it was really weird, but I'm so bad. But the guy, like, who was, or when we were walking to the car, the kid, he who just finished his driver's test, he got out the car, and like he took like the walk of shame back into the building, I think, or something like that, because he failed his test. It was just so embarrassing. So I hope I don't fail my test and go through that. So that was the first story time. If you enjoy the story time or want more, please like my channel. Please like the video and comment if you would like more. Please subscribe, it means a lot. And if you enjoyed the video at any time throughout the video, please please leave a like. I can't even talk now. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.